Brought to you by Dogra A1 Digital Hearing Aid Center Jammu, offering special discounts for senior citizens and reimbursement scheme for government employees. Hello viewers, you're watching Jammu Links News. I am Mannat Gupta and welcome to the daily updates of Midday News. Let's begin. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha asked the elected public representatives and political leaders in the Union Territory on Wednesday to work with utmost zeal for the welfare of people and be their voice in highlighting their developmental needs and issues. Sinha said this while interacting with a delegation of Block Development Council chairpersons and members and political leaders from Shopian district of South Kashmir who called on him at the Raj Bhavan. He asked the elected public representatives and political leaders to work with utmost zeal for the welfare of people and be their voice in highlighting their developmental needs and issues. An army jawan was martyred and another injured when Pakistani troops violated the ceasefire and resorted to heavy firing and mortar shelling in forward areas along the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir's Poonch district. The Pakistan Army initiated the unprovoked ceasefire violation by firing from small arms and intense shelling of mortars along the LOC in Mankot and Krishna Ghati sectors on Wednesday night. The Indian Army retaliated in a befitting manner. Lance Nayak Karnail Singh was martyred in the firing from across the border. Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh inaugurated 23 road and bridge projects worth around ₹73 crore in Kathua, Udhampur, Doda and Riyasi districts of Jammu and Kashmir on Wednesday. The projects involve a road length of 111 kilometers that will benefit more than 35,000 people in the region. While inaugurating the projects, Singh said despite serious challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic in the last few months, barring a few, all projects were completed within the stipulated time frame. With an increase of 86,821 new cases and 1,181 deaths reported in the last 24 hours, India's COVID-19 count crossed the 63 lakh mark on Thursday, according to the Union Health Ministry. As per the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, the count stands at 63,12,585 in the country, including 9,40,705 active cases and 52,73,202 cured and discharged or migrated patients. With 1,181 deaths reported, the toll due to the disease has now reached 98,678 in the country. The Jammu and Kashmir administration on Wednesday extended the 4G mobile internet ban till October 21st in all districts except in Ganderbal and Udhampur. The government cited terror threats and said the decision was absolutely necessary for the sovereignty and integrity of India. Internet services were cut off in Jammu and Kashmir last year on August 5th, hours before the centre revoked Article 370 of the Constitution and split the state into two union territories. The low-speed or 2G internet service on mobile phones was restored on January 25th, although outages continue to be imposed intermittently amid a complete ban on 4G network. Jammu and Kashmir recorded 17 more COVID-19 deaths on Wednesday, taking the number to 1,181, while 975 new cases pushed the infection tally in the Union Territory to 75,070. 11 of the fresh fatalities were reported from Jammu and 6 from the Valley. There are 17,017 active cases of the coronavirus disease in the UT, while 56,872 patients have recovered so far. Jammu district reported the highest number of 353 new cases, followed by 173 in Srinagar district. The Jammu and Kashmir government on Wednesday extended lockdown in COVID-19 containment zones till October 8th. The State Executive Committee had issued guidelines on August 30th to extend lockdown in containment zones till September 30th and reopening of some more activities in areas outside the red zones. Now, it has ordered that the said guidelines will continue to remain valid till October 8th. The The Ministry of Home Affairs on Wednesday issued new guidelines for reopening of more activities in areas outside the containment zones. Lockdown has been extended and will be enforced till 31st October in containment zones. According to the guidelines, cinemas, theatres, multiplexes will be permitted to open with up to 50% of their seating capacity, and states can allow gathering of more than 100 people but with conditions. These guidelines are not unlock guidelines but norms for reopening. State-run hydropower giant NHPC on Wednesday said its 120 megawatt Seva 2 power station in Jammu and Kashmir has been shut till March 31st, 2021 due to summer damage in its head race tunnel. The HRT carries water from intake to a powerhouse for its electricity generation. The shutdown will cause tentative loss of 157.4 million units in generation and 35.61% in NAPAF normative annual plant availability factor. Terming the new farm laws historic, Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh on Wednesday said that farmers have been liberated from the shackles of middlemen and can now sell their produce to private traders as well. Interacting with Sarpanches, Block Development Council Chairman and local activist of the peripheral hill districts of Doda, Riyasi, Ramban and Kishtwar in Jammu and Kashmir on the new agricultural laws, he said that the minimum support price and APMC will continue and will never be removed at any cost. The Jammu and Kashmir administration on Wednesday said it would liquidate the liabilities including interests in the power sector by raising over Rs 11,000 crore under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. The decision was taken at the meeting of Jammu and Kashmir Power Corporation Limited's board and directors. Power Development and Information Department's Principal Secretary Rohit Kansal, who is also the Managing Director of JKPCL, on Wednesday chaired the 4th board meeting of the corporation at Civil Secretariat. The Jammu and Kashmir government has evacuated about 5,21,693 JK residents stranded in other parts of the country due to COVID lockdown via Lakhanpur and through special trains and buses till date, amid strict observance of all necessary guidelines and standard operating procedures. As per the official data received in this regard, the Jammu and Kashmir administration has received 155 special trains at Jammu and Udhampur railway stations from different states and UT so far, with about 1,40,292 passengers, while about 3,81,401 persons from other states and UTs, including 934, from abroad have been evacuated by the government through Lakhanpur till date. While chairing a high-level meeting to review the preparations for Winter Darbar Move 2020, the Chief Secretary BVR Subramaniam said that the rapid antigen test is mandatory for the employees moving with the biannual Darbar Move. The General Administration Department informed the offices observing a 5-day week shall close at Srinagar on 30th October 2020 and offices observing 6-day week shall close on 31st October 2020 after office hours. All the offices will reopen at the winter capital city of Jammu on 9th November 2020. However, in view of the holidays in the last week of October, this could be modified.